That was an amazing start of today by Dr. Prasad. We'll continue further. We'll continue even furtherly with our first speaker, Garima Goyal. And Garima Goyal has over 18 years of experience in information technology, specializing in business analysis, insurance technology, Salesforce, ServiceNow, and integration systems. She has held leadership roles in program delivery and product development and certifications, including Agile and Six Sigma. With a strong academic background, she has also pursued executive education at Harvard and Stanford. Passionate about volunteering, she actively contributes to women's empowerment initiatives. We'll just wait for Garima Goyal for a few minutes. Till then, we'll have her intro. We'll have her. We'll just wait for a few more minutes. We are pausing the session for a few more minutes and we'll be waiting for Garima to join. Due to some technical issues, she is unable to join, so we'll wait for her a few more minutes.
Hi, Melinda. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Are you able to hear me?
I can hear you, but there is some gap. I mean, there is some lapse.
Yeah, okay. We are good to go. Okay, we'll have your intro first, and then you can continue your speech for today.
So you will do the initial introduction then?
Yeah, we'll do the initial introduction for you, and then you can have your
Okay.
presentation.
Okay. Okay.
Garima Goyal has over 18 years of experience in information technology, specializing in business analysis, insurance technology, Salesforce, ServiceNow, and integration systems. She has held leadership roles in program delivery and product development and holds numerous professional certifications, including Agile and Six Sigma. With a strong academic background, she has also pursued executive education at Harvard and Stanford. Passionate about volunteering, she actively contributes to women's empowerment initiatives. That was good. Okay, you can have your presentation now. Our audiences are eagerly waiting for your presentation. Yeah. You can start your presentation right.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening. I don't know, from all across the world, we are having this conference across multiple time zones, but I'm sure that everyone can see my desktop or the window that I'm sharing, which is the presentation that I'll be walking through. Am I audible? Is everyone able to see my screen? Melinda, can you confirm if everyone can hear me or if you can hear me and I can get started? You're on mute, Melinda.
Yeah. Audiences are able to hear you. You are good to go. You can start your presentation.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So the topic of my presentation today is very simple. I am talking about the power of financial independence for women, and this is one of the very closest areas, very sensitive to us as a woman, and especially to me, because over years I understood how important it is for women to be financially independent and what kind of choices and stability it provides to women. So, before I begin, I also want to thank IDEA's Global Conferences platform, to having us all women together here so we can share our thoughts, share our stories, and, just have some takeaways for lessons learned for life. So imagine a world, right, where everyone has the power, and especially women have the power to make their own financial choices, where we are not dependent upon anyone else for our security, our stability, and our success. Think about or imagine a world where financial independence for women is the basic fundamental right. It's not a privilege, it's not an exception, and it is a standard societal norm. So I am not referring to numbers in the bank account. I'm also referring to our education in terms of financial literacy, about the power, the freedom, and the choice it can bring to women. And that is why it is extremely critical for us as women to be financially independent. Because this will become, or this can eventually become, the foundation of equality in society. And hence, today I would like to touch upon this topic for our discussion. First of all, let's understand why financial independence matters. Okay. First is that it will give us the freedom of choice. When we as women are financially independent, we are able to make our own independent decisions. It will be based on my dreams. It will be based on what I want to do. It would be based on my choice. And it would not be dependent on various other factors or attributes that are related to me. So, financial independence, first, utmost important is that it will give me the freedom of choice. Whether if I want to choose a particular career for myself, is it related to the growth and success of a woman, or leaving an unhealthy and a toxic relationship behind, or supporting my own children's education? This power of money and financial independence can give us various choices. Second is to break generational barriers. Coming from a country like India, where women are more domesticated, we are the homemakers, as well as maybe at the same time going out and having career, options. But financially independent women have the ability to create generational wealth and set examples for generations to come. We can be one of the top role models for our own daughters and other communities. An empowered woman can empower another woman. A financial independent woman can make another woman independent. So it is also about how we break those barriers in which we have eventually grown. One of the studies by the World Bank found that when women earn and when they have power over their financial decisions, the ability of women to reinvest is 90% times more as compared to men, which is just 30 to 40%. And we know investments can lead to more investments, can make women and the generations to come more stable. Third is very important, girl power, right? It's our security, it's empowerment. So financial literacy or having this independence is now a self defense also, especially catering to section of the society where women are now single or as single parents. Having this kind of control over our lives and giving a better future to our children is our self-defense, right? And if we as women understand investments, savings, wealth management better, what strategies can be adopted, we will make ourselves more, independent and also less vulnerable to the various financial crises and better prepared for the emergency situations that may arise anytime. Now, nearly 42% of the women globally do not have access to the financial services. And certainly this needs to change. Efforts are being made to change this and bring this number down so that more and more women are making better choices in terms of financial investments. But this number certainly needs to change. We need to have that change where more women are able to make wiser decisions in terms of their wealth planning. Let's touch upon some of the statistics, some of the global facts. Like I already mentioned, 42% of the women globally lack access to financial services. Women earn 20% less than men for the same kind of job. Only 29% of the leadership positions and roles globally, worldwide, are held by women. So we have a very less presence in leadership roles. Now, employment in the informal economy, which means that 60% of the women currently across the globe, worldwide, they are doing informal jobs, right? It could be based on some wages. It is not a permanent job, it's a temporary sector, which ultimately leads to lack of job security and benefits in terms of their pension plans, their retirement plans, 401k, provident fund, as we call it in India, health insurance, medical insurance. And in low income countries, this figure even exceeds beyond 60%, and it is 90%. Women also receive 24% less in the payment of the pensions than men. That means we are more susceptible or vulnerable to poverty in our old age. And this is a report or the data that has been published by Financial Times. Also, United Nations has estimated that failing for the government's failure of the organizations to invest in women and gender equality is also prone to cause a loss of approximately 10 trillion US dollars to the global economy, right? So these numbers, these figures, this data very highly recommends that it's time to have equality, and not just equality in terms of men and women in the physical strength, but kind of share of women in the society so that they can stand up, they can compete, they are more empowered, and they have better ecosystem to make decisions for themselves and for their life to come. Some of the barriers that women face, or we as women face, or probably many of them that I have personally faced, is that there is wage gap, there is unequal pay for the same kind of job that's been done by men and women. There is lack of financial literacy. Some of the cultural and society norms, like I already mentioned, coming from a country like India, or maybe few others, where women are expected to prioritize family and domestic work over their careers, right? If someone has to go on maternity leave, it's us. If someone has to take a sabbatical to support something unfavorable in the family, it's us. So it's a direct hit to our financial independence and growth in the career. Also, sometimes as women, we have limited access to investment opportunities, right? If we do not make enough money, then the probability of reinvesting or investing that money would also be limited. Only 28% of the women feel empowered to take financial decisions. Right? So this number also needs to change. Women spend 2.5 times more hours on domestic work, which is unpaid. Of course, it is, that's how culturally or probably nature has bring up women, that we are cultured to bring up our families, to raise our kids, take care of our parents, in-laws. But this kind of expectations and a continuous expectations from women has been jeopardizing the career options available. Women are also underrepresented in various fields like STEM, leadership roles, and other high paying industries. And one of the famous quotes that hits that when women are financially independent, we have the power to change our own destiny. And we have the power not only to change our own destiny, but also probably change the home ecosystem, the domestic environment where we live in, and provide a better living for our kids. Now, how can we change this? How can we make ourselves and other women in the society more financially empowered and independent? First is that we should be having conversations, open conversations, attending sessions around budgeting, savings, and investments. If at any point we as women feel that, I'm not able to make the right financial decision for myself, we should talk about it. We have to do that kind of encouragement in getting ourselves literate in this sector. Close the pay gap. However, it's going to be a long journey. I'm sure that the efforts have already begun in the society to have equal pay for men and women. There has to be salary transparency also. So let's become strong advocates for the same. Also support female entrepreneurs, right? We may have budding entrepreneurs in the society, or there are sectors and small businesses being run by women only, or women confirmed startups. We should advocate those, we should support those, we should make investments on those business owned businesses and startups. Also, policy changes should be promoted, right? We should demand equal financial rights and workplace policies. However, I understand that just talking about this may not help. Also, that this is not something that can be achieved overnight, but this can be some of the long term goals that whenever we hear something like this, it should ring bells and we should stand up to support more and more women in the society. And we also understand that behind every successful woman is herself, right? We certainly need the support from our family, from our men at home, but for us to step out and talk about us, give preference to our own choices and dreams, leading to our success is majorly 90 to 95% of that effort comes from us. So, real life impact could be that when we as women are able to control our finances, we are able to create a more sustainable, a more viable, a more happy, a more, symbiotic environment that can ultimately lead to the economic growth uh, of the numbers. We have seen that the numbers are not great because women are not getting equal opportunities in the society. Companies who have more women in leadership, and Sodexo is the right example for that. Sodexo has a very strong leadership presence in terms of women candidates. So they have been reporting, and especially other companies who have more leadership presence, they report higher levels of profitability. Also, that when we as women are educated in terms of our financial literacy, we have more financial knowledge, we are also able to pass on that knowledge, that education to future generations. I would like to give here a very real life example. So this is an NGO based out in Hyderabad, and I am connected with this NGO. I work very closely with this organization. It's by the name of Sayodhya. When we started off with this initiative, we started off with saying that it's a home for women in need, right? We don't want women to always cry for help, right? The idea of setting up this organization was to bring them up to speed and have them their own independent lives. So we do a number of programs where we support women in need, where we support single women who have been victims of domestic abuse or violence, or are lost. They have no one to go to, so they come to us, as their first home. Like I said, we run a number of programs to make them independent, and some of them are like, we started off with a driving school for women, where we made 5 to 6 women independent so that they can drive their e-scooters. Again, giving them options, making them more and more financially independent. Also raising awareness about domestic violence in the slums. Sometimes women coming from extremely poor areas of the country, the real rural areas of the country, they continue to accept what is unacceptable by law and also by society. And one of the reasons behind that is that we do not know how I'm going to eat if I leave this home. I do not know how I'm going to survive, or what my kids would eat if I don't stay and continue to stay in a toxic relationship. So we go to these slum areas and raise awareness about the domestic violence in the slums, that we as women should not be accepting what is not justified, and then giving them the financial options, giving them career opportunities, helping them become and stand up on their own feet. We also help women develop skills with marketing, finance, give them cooking skills, small embroidery programs, candle making, so that eventually they are able to sustain themselves, help kids if they have any, and not be dependent upon someone, and continue to accept when they can have a better life, when they can have a better future for themselves and also for their kids. We also recently completed a chef training program also, where 19 women chefs, they were certified after a month-long program, and now they are sent to different houses, or they become part of small hotels and restaurants in Hyderabad and in the southern region of India. Again, just to give them a new life. So, call to action. Of course, we should be more aware about our financial decisions. We should take more control of our earnings. We should have better negotiation skills, demanding equal pay or maybe higher than that. Investment in ourselves is also very, very important. As much as we invest in ourselves, upskilling ourselves, keeping up ourselves in pace with the changing market trends, with technology, with education, it's very important that we, keep ourselves current, and also to understand how important financial independence is, and pass this on to future generations also. So like I already mentioned, one empowered woman can empower another woman, right? It has to just come from one woman to another, and then it is a vicious cycle. It's a communicable, positive thought that can help so many lives transform that we may not even imagine. And I would just close by saying that when women rise financially, societies prosper, right? Because we have the ability to not only change the existing ecosystem, but also change the future generations to come, or help 5 or 6 other women, or maybe more, to prosper financially and become independent and have a better life. And that's all. Thank you so much. And I can now take questions if there are any.
That was an amazing and inspiring session, Garima. And I
Thank you,
hope
Melinda.
our women in our audience might be motivated to be more financially independent and more strong with your presentation. That was really amazing presentation and amazing start of the day. So we'll just ask our audience about if they
Yeah.
have any questions, and we'll just
Any
let.
questions?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything.
Mhm.
Anything that I can
Yeah,
bring
just
some more
now
clarity.
we have audience have many questions, but we'll just present you with the only very first question, the most
Okay.
important one. How can technology create more inclusive opportunities for women in information technology?
So I come from the technology background, and I have seen that technology has never been the same. Um, we started off with manual jobs, and now moving into an era of artificial intelligence, machine learning. It is very important for women to continue to learn and continue to upskill ourselves. If we are fighting for our rights in the society, where we are looking for equal pay or making a mark for ourselves, technology is certainly our most important self defense tool that can help us explore more opportunities, create better opportunities for ourselves, and also give a level of confidence that, yes, I am current to anything that's happening in the industry, and I can be a better career, I can be a better fit for a particular position. So technology is certainly important. And technology has a very critical role to play in our career journeys also. If we do not learn, we're going to lag behind. So learning and keeping yourself in pace with the changing technology trends is extremely important.
True. Thank you so much, and hope our audience got their answer. Thank you for your amazing presentation.
Okay, thank you. Thank you all. It's a good conference. Let's just make the most of it. Thank you everyone for listening. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Bye.